Hey everyone, it's Charlie Morgan here and welcome to another video for the channel. Today is going to be a quick one, it won't take too long. In today's video, I want to walk you through a belief and this is a belief that you can adopt. You can sew it into your paradigm and your perception of the world, and if you can believe this and you can convince yourself that what I'm about to tell you is true, then everything else gets extremely easy. So for those of you who are new to the channel, first of all, welcome. I make videos for high ticket coaches, agency owners, and basically anyone that wants to grow a company. I've built I built a multi-seven-figure business and another seven-figure business. One's called NorthFlow Consulting, the other is called Imperium Agency, and obviously I'm now helping other people do the same thing. Now, beliefs are very important because it's impossible for humans to act in a way that is not in accordance with their belief system. What this means is that most entrepreneurs and business people get sort of jammed, and what I mean by that is they'll want to behave in a certain way or take a certain action, but they've got a belief or an unconscious sort of there's an unconscious, what would you call it, dilemma, right? The unconscious does not let the conscious take the action the conscious wants to take because it doesn't believe that it's the right thing to do. Now, there's a really cool word called praxis, which basically denotes giving action to belief. And the main problem I see with most entrepreneurs is their belief systems are just pretty fucked. So loads of people believe it's hard to get clients, and then of course it's hard to get clients. People believe that so okay, here's a good example. So the too cool clothes, right? Where people believe that someone wants to think about the decision, right? And because you believe that people should think about it, then you do the too cool clothes. Whereas if you don't believe people should think about it, then you do the one cool clothes, and that's what we do. So that's just a few examples. But there's one belief, and I've been working on a mindset module for our paid program at the moment, and I've been spending a lot of time thinking about beliefs and how they impact our lives and our businesses. And I've sort of stumbled across this one belief that I realized I managed to nurture really early on, fortunately enough for me, and it basically feeds into everything else and makes growing a business 10 times easier. So the premise of the mindset module I'm working on is that you might see the world in a certain way, you might believe the world operates in a certain way, but you can actually mold and change your belief system to suit your reality and the one that you want. And so if right now you believe that booking appointments is extremely hard, then appointment booking will always be extremely hard until you convince yourself that it's easy, if that makes sense. Or not easy, but at least not impossible. Because some people are like, I believe cold email's dead. And then they're like, my cold emails aren't working. And it's like, well, do you think they should be working? Because the unconscious is a very clever way of dictating our behavior. It was Carl Jung that said, until you make the unconscious conscious, it will rule your life and you will call it fate, right? So I've realized that to change your life, you have to change your beliefs, but there's one belief that you have to change and have to mold to really make this all work. And I'm calling it a meta belief. And this is, I don't know if that's the actual term that you would use to describe this belief. In fact, I don't even know if there's an actual any sort of evidence this belief is written up. I don't really think there's much academic study around belief systems, unfortunately. I don't know. But a meta belief is a belief that it's like a belief you have about beliefs, right? So what I'm going to do is just explain it. It's really simple. It won't take more than a minute. Basically, you need to believe that you can change your beliefs, right? It's pretty simple. But when I see people, a lot of the common knowledge for belief, malleability is to take something you believe to be true and then change the belief by affirmating that it's the opposite. So if you think if you believe that appointment booking is really hard, then you might affirmate that I get loads of appointments, I'm amazing at appointment booking, it's amazing to book appointments, I find appointment booking easy. And you drum these affirmations into your consciousness until they eventually reach the subconscious level and the wires are changed around, which usually is what happens. However, if you're the first affirmation that I did, because I used to affirmate a lot, I used to visualize futures that I wanted to achieve, but I realized that at the beginning, one of the beliefs I had is that affirmations didn't work, and that beliefs couldn't be changed, and that people were who they were and they couldn't change. And I realized I became very aware of that belief, and I noticed it and recognized that no matter how many affirmations I did or how much visualization I did, it would always fall short and I'd always stop doing it because fundamentally I believed that beliefs couldn't be changed. So that might sound counterintuitive because you'd assume that someone doing affirmations and visualization to change their beliefs would obviously believe that they can do it and that it would work. However, most people start affirmating and visualizing, and then what happens after a couple of weeks is they stop doing it. And the reason they stop doing it is because if someone truly understood the power of affirmation and visualization and incantation, whatever synonym you want to use to denote the change of belief, then they would keep going, right? However, most people believe that it's a waste and they just do it because they think they should, but they don't consciously subconsciously think it's even going to work. So that's what I wanted to cover in this video, is just the idea of the meta belief, that like it's kind of like the overarching belief that you have to first of all believe that you are the kind of person that can change and can change what you believe to be true. Because if you can't do that, then every effort you make to try and change a belief will obviously like fall short. And I see this happen a lot where, your sense of reality is heavily influenced by how you see reality. So what you see is what you get, basically. For example, if you believe that the only way to have a life is to have a 9 to 5 and then proceed to have a family and kids and a mortgage and a job, and that's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. But that's a paradigm, that's a belief system that most people have. However, if you believe that the right thing to do is start a business, be idiosyncratic and completely different to everybody else, and you'll act in that way, that's praxis, right? But if you have the 9 to 5 paradigm at the moment and you want to have the entrepreneurial paradigm, what's probably stopping you from making that paradigmal shift is the belief that you can't actually make the paradigmal shift. And that's the thing that most entrepreneurs and people need to clear up before they start anything. So I just wanted to cover that, because right now you might be working on your mindset, you might be trying to change some limiting beliefs you have, you might be trying to go from a scarcity mindset to an abundance mindset, or a fixed mindset to a growth mindset. I see a lot of people use those two terms to denote beliefs. But between the transition of A to B, there's a trajectory, right? Or there's a line that denotes the transition, and that line can only be facilitated by a meta belief that actually confirms the line is infallible and actually exists and is possible to traverse. Okay, so that's everything for today's video. I hope you enjoyed it. It's a really simple sort of concept, just a quick mindset one. And if you enjoyed it, you can subscribe. You can also comment and like the video as well. That'd be really helpful. And I'll look forward to seeing you in the next video. Have a good day. Take care.